There, now. So welcome everybody to the AVR Strava Workshop, where I hope you're going to learn a little bit about Strava and what it has to offer. Now, I know you've all heard the news this week that Strava's changing, so towards the end, we will go through what features are still available on free and what you have to pay the premium for, which suits you, okay? But Strava came about 10 years ago as a social aspect for cyclists mainly, and now it's developed onto running and other sports as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all log in to Strava and then screen share with you. So let me know if this happens okay. Screen share. Right, can you see that? But you can't see anything. That's because I haven't pressed the share button. You can now, can't you? Hopefully. Yes, you can. Okay. Yes. Well, brilliant. Right, I'll put it on here. Still see it? So basically, I've logged in here. So actually, let's go back to log out. Log in. So this is the screen that you want to have bookmarked on your favorites if you want to log in. I'm sure you have. If you've got Strava already, you can log in using Facebook, or you can go directly with your email address there. Remember me. You log in here. Now, just as a carry on from last week, a couple of weeks ago when we did the Garmin, I just want to go up because this is quite a complicated feature actually. What you do with your Garmin, it's that uploads to Garmin Connect through Garmin Express, and if you want, rather than upload each activity manually, what you'll do is you go to this plus, go to upload activity, and then you sync up with the device that you use to make sure that everything that goes up automatically to Garmin will then sync straight to Strava. So you don't have to ever sync your exercises or your activities with Strava at all. So it's got Garmin here, it's got Zwift, Wahoo, Polar, Apple Watch, and it's got all the other bits and pieces. You just click on Get Started. As you can see, I'm already connected to Garmin as well. But that is very simple. All that you do, you click on the Garmin one, then you sign into your Garmin account. And then as soon as your Garmin, literally within 10 seconds easily, as soon as it's uploaded to Garmin, it'll appear on your Strava as well. So that is how to sync Strava with Garmin or with any other third-party activity. Right, now let's go to that dashboard and activity feed. So this is the activity feed. So this here is what you're looking at.
Dawn, I don't know if it's just me, but your screen you're sharing is not changing.
It's not changing.
It could just be me. I don't know.
No, I'm on the first screen.
So have you got it on the first screen? Okay, sorry about that.
It's not moving.
Yeah, first screen.
Right, okay, let me see where I've gone wrong there. Stop sharing, let's share again. Oh, I see. Is that it there now? Yeah, have you got it now? Anyone got it?
Yeah, we've got a screen, yeah.
And it says Anne-Marie Gibson at the top?
Yeah, your cursor's moving, yeah.
Yeah. And now, hopefully, if I can click on your activities. Oh, great, we've got a slow internet connection. There you go, this is my latest activity. Okay, so we go to dashboard, activity feed. That's going to show me exactly my activities, but you click on here and you can find out the activities of all the people that you want. So it's the people that you're following. So as you make friends, you can make friends as you go along on this. Will come up by default. Then you can click your activities, and then all your clubs and bits and pieces. I've got a lot of clubs there for some reason. It just gets out of hand. And then what I wanted to go on to fairly soon, I mean, I think this is kind of a little bit advanced, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a segment. Okay. Now, this is where Strava comes into its own a little bit, what it'll do is enable you to pinpoint a certain section of road or pavement or whatever you want, or even off-road, and make it into a segment. You've probably all heard of the segments, so I'm probably teaching you stuff that you already know about, but I just wanted to show you how to create them. So you have to have actually run the course that you want to create a segment on. That is the only way of doing it. Then you go to that activity. This is what I did on February the 3rd, AVR Steady Run, I called it. Then you go to these 3 dots down here. Can everyone see where I'm going now? You can see this screen.
No.
Click on that and then go up to create segment, okay? So then you get your whole route, and you've got a green up here, a green, and you've got a red. So green is the way you want to start the segment, a red's where you want to finish it. So I want to finish it there. That's just, I call it the lamb and lion. Is it the lamb and lion there? Or is it called the pig and whistle? I can't remember.
Lion and fiddle.
Lion and fiddle. That's right, I always get on with that.
Rats.
So here we go. Let's start at the Lion and Fiddle, headed down towards Old Hilperton. And that's going to go all the way down. I think this is probably where the old castle was, isn't it? Yeah, that's probably where the old castle was. So for people that know this area, this is the garage is just here on the roundabout. And then if you turn left in here, there's a kind of pavement that goes through. You can't get through by car. You come through by pavement, and then that comes out to the roundabout at the bottom of Elizabeth Way. And you go up to Elizabeth Way and round like that. So we're going to create a segment here, okay? But the great thing about the segments is you can make them very, very accurate. So you can zoom in and see exactly where you want to start this. And even better than that, if you click on satellite map, you can actually, looks like I was messing about around here. You can actually see exactly whereabouts you are. So we can go a little bit back up there. So it's going to start just after the roundabout, heading north from the Lion and Fiddle, and then finish just before you get there on the way around. So this is an anti-clockwise segment. Okay, then you come back here, select your segment, click next. Now it checks for duplicates, just in case there's already one there. And we're going to ignore that. We're going to click on create my segment. Okay. And then we're going to click on next. And then we're going to think up a name. Anyone got a good name for the segment? AVR Strava Workshop competition. I'm going to call it a competition, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Now it's got to make this a private segment. So if we unclick that, everyone will be able to see the segment. We'll click on the word create. So look at that. You've got like the first 1 3/4 miles is all downhill virtually. And then there's a big, that's Elizabeth Way, that uphill section there. So you get to see the profile of it as well. Create. Congrats, your new segment has been created. It may take us a few minutes to build the leaderboard. Check back soon. So yeah, that's what's quite interesting is once you've created it, you can have a look on it here, on particularly how quick I was on that particular day. But it takes a while to go through. So basically what it's going to now do is going to search everybody that has run that particular route and rank them in order on a leaderboard. Okay, so I'll show you some of the, here's the segment. So up the Helperton Gap, because it's not done that one yet. Lion and Fiddle to Paxcroft roundabout. And you've all seen these leaderboards. View overall leaderboard. This particular one, Rich Ayling and Jackie Rockcliffe are the top people. So you know you've seen that, and then you can go down and you can look at all the people that have run it. And what they'll be doing now is they'll be building that on the AVR Strava Workshop competition Strava segment that I've just made. Okay. So that is how to make a Strava segment. That's something that I've been asked a lot of times, so I thought I'd go through that for you. Then we go back to the dashboard, and we go to training. So also what you could do on here, so there's also my routes as well. So you can actually create routes using Garmin for you to follow and then upload them to your devices. Then you go to training, we've got the training calendar, and this shows you everything you've been doing. And again, you can set yourself training goals and training from that as well. But that is a great way of accessing your activities. Obviously, I was a lot busier than April than most other months are really quite fair. And then these are all your activities listed a bit more compactly. Then you've got these are premium features like the training log and training plans. So if you've got a log, it gives you a bit more information, a bit more stats on that. And then the training plans, they will actually give you training plans. This is for cyclists, but you've also got them for runners as well. So there's a 5K plan, a 10K plan, half marathon, and marathon. And you can then upload these plans to your Strava so that it tells you what to do each and every day, and you'll get an email telling you what to do each day. So it's just view a plan, and you can customize it 2 or 3 runs a week, 4, 5, 6 plus a start date, and a start based on upcoming race date. You can start the plan. So let's just do that based on that quickly. And here it gives you quite a detailed plan. If it's, I mean, this doesn't take the place of a coach. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's quite a good structured plan, and it is definitely a feature worth investigating if you were going to go for the premium option. Power curve, don't worry about that. It's just something for cyclists, really. If you'll already know about that if you do. Fitness and freshness as well. This is a new feature that they're going to work out where your fitness is going. Oh, it looks like predicting I'm going on a downhill slope at the moment. That's not so good, but I have been building up. So there's absolutely loads and loads of features of stats on the training aspect of it as well. Now, explore. So segment explore. If you want to find some segments that you haven't had a go at yet, you can zoom in, and you zoom into an area, it'll tell you where there's some segments, so you can go around your house or somewhere you're visiting. You can explore the segments like that, and then you can search for segments by writing the segment name or location in there, and how flat or hilly you would like it. Now you can find other athletes in there as well. So, athlete name. All right, Vicky Bodman. Let's see if she's in there. Search for her. There you go. I'm already following her.
Even with the wrong name, you got it right.
Did I write the wrong name in?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
well.
right now.
Excellent. So yeah, there you go. So you can find people, and then you can click on follow or request to follow. So you've got 2 features. That's a good point, actually. Follow and request to follow. So you can set your settings to make it so that people have to request to follow you, and then you're only given permission. A little bit like Facebook works. Otherwise, this Vicky Bowman here, I can follow her regardless, and that is something that particularly females, but everybody have spoken to me about. And Fiona's just pointed out to me today that she's got someone following her. And there's a new feature as well where you can be told exactly when someone's finished their activity. So you get a notification on your phone to say that Mel's finished her activity, and you can go straight back on there and give her some kudos. The kudos is the bits and pieces you've heard about, where you just kind of give someone a pat on the back. They call it kudos points. So you give some kudos. But Fiona's got someone.
I was going to say what might also be worth mentioning then is the exclusion zones, because you could use that to track somebody and nick if they got a good bike and you were so inclined.
Yeah, that's right.
Catch
So
them at the end of the road and nab it.
So basically, Fiona gets this person that she doesn't know who it is. It's not even an Englishly written name. It's kind of in a foreign language that doesn't use our alphabet. And they must be following her because every time she finishes an activity, they're giving her kudos. But like Darren pointed out, there is a facility to suggest that, because you press start at home and then you press finish at home, especially during this lockdown, it's pretty obvious where you live. And then, like Darren says, he's more materialistic, so he's thinking about his precious bike not being attacked. So if you're a bit worried about that kind of thing, you can have an exclusion zone around your house. So it doesn't. I think the stats probably start from your home, but it doesn't show on the map until you're a certain amount away. I don't know.
Yeah,
What
your stats start at the house, and what you see in your Strava profile all starts at your house. However, other people looking at your trace in the activity feed for that matter would only see up to, let's say, 400 meters away from your house, if that's what you set the exclusion zone to be.
Yeah.
There is a downside to it, which Sarah Barker found to her cost earlier this month, is the Avon Valley segment of the month went past her house, and her exclusion zone meant that she didn't get counted up in the segment of the month on it. So that is one of the downsides of it, but just got to take a balanced view on that
so
one.
Darren, is this? I've never done it. It's the exclusion zone variable.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think maximum's 400 meters.
Oh right, that's not an awful lot, is it?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, no, I suppose so. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. And now I'm going to take you on to clubs. Okay, this is another feature whereby you can join some clubs. So obviously AVT's got a club, AVR's got a club as well. So you join those clubs, and that enables you to, when you're in your activity feed, you can go. If you want to see everybody you know, you could click on following. But if you just want to go to Avon Valley Runners, it will just only pick Avon Valley Runners. Brad's in it. There you go. Just got back off his run, didn't he? With 2 achievements, Brad. Well done on that. 8-minute miling for 5 miles. Well done, Brad. That's brilliant. So that's the clubs aspect of it. Apps. These are some Strava apps as well. That's a little bit more advanced stuff. Running races. They advertise running races as well through Strava. Local as well. I'm not sure what local is, to be honest.
Sean, can I just ask you a question?
Yes.
So all the stuff you're showing us there, I'm assuming you have to put it on your computer, do you? Because I've only got the app on my phone, and it doesn't have any of the stuff that you're...
No. So I'm going to go through the app later on, okay? But that's a great point, Mel. The fact is, and it's something that Fiona does a lot as well. She only looks at it on her phone. There is so much more information on the computer, on a laptop, than there is on a phone or a tablet. The tablet one is also just basically an enlarged version of the phone one. So I do find that quite frustrating, that the phone is very, very limited as to the information that you can get. And I would always kind of, if I wanted to look at a decent run technically, or analyze it properly, I would always look at a computer. I was always looking at it on a laptop. You got a laptop and things like that, haven't you, Melsa?
Yeah. I've never been on Strava on it, so God knows what my password is or anything like that.
Well, you can reset your password easier. That's not too bad. The only thing is, then you'll have to use that new password for your phone one as well.
Yeah.
You'll only have to do that the once, but I'll tell you, it's definitely worth using the computer version of it.
Yeah. Okay.
It is.
Thanks.
Okay. So then we've also got challenges here, which are another incentive for some people. It'll try and encourage you to join challenges, so to complete a 10K run in May, or climb a total of 2,000 meters. Some of them give you little prizes or little vouchers. It's kind of an advertising thing for some people. So ride 20 hours in 4 weeks here, May 5K. So you can join that challenge and do that. As you can see, I don't often get involved in the challenges. That doesn't really motivate me so much. So I kind of don't get involved in that too much. But a lot of people do, and that is a great bit on there as well. So challenges done. So this is what they're saying as far as the premium is concerned. This is, I'll read this out. Hold on, let me just get this up as well. Activity recording, device support, and Strava social network element will be free to all users. So that is recording all your activity support in your device, and the social element, which is the kudos, giving kudos out and receiving kudos, and commenting. You can also comment on people's activities as well. Everything else, such as route planning, segment leaderboards, the training dashboard, advanced metrics, and training logs, will be available as part of the subscription. There was a previous subscription option, such as packs and summits, but that has all been wiped off, and it's now just one subscription thing. So it was like tiered and stuff like that. You can have a free trial for 40 days and then pay £4 a month, I'm told, when you build annually. Yeah. So it's £4 a month. That is when you build annually. So that's 48 quid. But the company say, and I've heard other comments saying, it's the cost of 2 energy bars a month or a pint of beer a month, if you count your currency in beer. Okay, so can everyone see this Strava subscription features in front of me? I'm not completely convinced that you cannot see your previous segments, Darren, but Darren says you can, and I've never ever doubted Darren. It's a brave man that doubts Darren. But
the best way is find somebody on the call that's using the desktop and is not a premium member to try it.
Yeah, I'm
sure that is what I read somewhere, is that you're no longer able to compare yourself against your previous segments.
I think you can, because I only joined up today and I was comparing before I did. So I'm not. Well, Mel's there, and Mel, you haven't joined up, have you?
Yeah, but she's not.
Yeah, I haven't joined, and I ran this morning, and it did give me, bronze, silver, whatever for the run that I did. And I'm not a paid up.
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced, Darren, it is.
Okay.
You'll do that, but because what it says here, so as you can see in front, it says compare performances with other athletes on your favourite segments. So that suggests to me that you can compare performances with yourself on your favourite segments, but not other athletes. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how I read it. But so you could. I know for a fact as well, you can see the top 10 of the leaderboard with a free membership as well. So this is what Strava subscription features are going to be. You'll see the overall segment leaderboard, the segment results. You'll see everything that I've told you about, really. Now, the filtered leaderboard, so you can filter in time in kind of weight, people's weight and age and all that business. You can compare your performances with other athletes on your favourite segments. Now, this is what I want to talk about briefly. It's live segments, okay? Now, there's compatible devices, and I can go through a list of compatible devices, unless that takes me to them. It does. That's brilliant. These are the compatible devices with live segments. Now, why I really like live segments, and that's what got me onto the subscription element of it, is because it will tell you, as you're cycling or running, whether you're in advance or behind a target. There's 4 different targets you can choose. You can choose the KOM or the CR, which is like the fastest anyone's ever done that segment in. That's only for the elite runners, but I know to use that one. You can choose the people that you're following. So the following leaderboard, which is so the person one above you on that leaderboard. So it's kind of a leaderboard ladder. So say you've done a segment in 2:01, but Vicky Bodman's done it in 2 minutes. What will come up on mine, it will say Vicky Bodman, 2 minutes. And then you enter this segment, you're on it live, and it will tell you if you're in front or behind Vicky Bodman. So you're actually racing Vicky Bodman whilst you're running along or cycling along, whatever that segment may be. So these are all the compatible devices that you can get. Now, obviously, it's much easier to operate with cycling because you've got it right in front of your eyes. You can keep a bit of an eye on it. But I think the running aspect of it, so these are all the Garmin devices, the running aspect of it, so like the Forerunner 645, it will use vibrations to tell you whether you're in front or behind the person. So I was beginning to tell you, sorry, it's the KOM you can race against. It's the person above you on the leaderboard that you can race against. It's your own personal best you can run against as well, which is obviously a really common one. But the most effective one is if you set yourself a goal Again, these are all premium features. If you set yourself a goal of that particular segment, you can go on that. So say I set myself a goal of 10 minutes to get around that AVR competition. It will tell me how I'm getting on the whole way round. I mean, that just blows my mind. That kind of technology just blows my mind. And I just think it's a big, big motivator. It's particularly great for cycling. But, you know, and also like Darren's running these Strava segments as well, so it would help enable you. To be honest, it's only for running, it's only the advanced, probably the more expensive, I would imagine, devices that are doing it. All these Phoenix ones are really expensive. The Forerunner 645, the 7385, and the 935, and the 945, they're probably 300 or 400 quid, aren't they? Those ones. Does anyone know the price of those? But obviously, all the Edge ones above the 130, that's cycling computers. But here you go. You've got. I am a bit Garmin centric. I know that, but there's Wahoo devices, Sigma, Polar, and MIO there as well. So if you can, that is, and that kind of thing floats your boat. That is definitely something worth getting into. The Strava Live segments. Right. Then we've got training logs, which I showed you, cumulative stats, which is kind of tracking how far you've been, which was available for free. Now it's not. Matched activities, that was for free. Race analysis, custom goals. That's what I just told you about when you so the goal, you might set yourself a goal and you set yourself a time to achieve it in. And they will then also offer you a training plan to help you achieve that. I sound like I work for Strava, don't I? I don't want to sound like that. But, you know, I guess I wouldn't be talking about it so much if I wasn't into it in a big way. So I'm really keen on it. And there's some other bits and pieces here. Custom heart rate zones, relative effort. There's a beacon thing, which is I've not used, which is live location tracking. So you can send a beacon to a friend so that they know where you are at all times, if you worry about that. So that's an interesting safety feature. Then you could create routes for you to follow, upload them to your device. Personal heat maps, that's just another visual kind of set of stats where you can see where you've run. So you can see a map of the world and it shows you where you've run. Workout analysis. So that's just loads and loads and loads of stats about your running, and useful stats as well. If you're serious about running, you want as many stats as possible, then that's worth doing. Power analysis is more for cyclists. Fitness and freshness, that helps. It does help you a little bit trying to work out, you know, your recovery, because I think a lot of people don't recover enough. But you know, I think you do have to take it with a pinch of salt. Garmin do one, Strava do one, and sometimes it doesn't quite add up. But you know, it's a reference point. Custom heart rate zones, set it up there as well, and perks from other brands. So that is what you get for your subscription features. And then we did have. Right, let me try and get this on the other. So this appeared on Facebook today, didn't it? Can you see that? Can everyone see that? So this appeared on Facebook today, which is a very simplified version of what you get for your subscription and what you get for free. I do think this is a little bit biased against someone that doesn't really like the fact that they have to pay for it, because it's just got like 3 things, but these 3 things are the major things. This is what it's all about. So it records all your activities and the social network as well is all on there. So then they just need listed a load of premium things that are on there. And at the end of the day, they're offering us a facility. If we want to take it up, then we can take it up. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to the Strava app and show you that. I've done a video. I'm hoping that's going to come up. Can you all see the video? Right, Strava here. So this is, so let me first of all. So this is what you would get on your phone. This is more what you see, Mel, isn't it? So I've put it on an iPad here, but I've only put it on an iPad so that you can see it. It's exactly the same as what would appear on a phone. Okay. So it's got 3 titles at the top, following you in clubs. We've been through that. So that's the people that you're following, your own activities, and then you click on clubs and it'll give you a down arrow to choose which club you want to look at. So you can look at AVR. And there's even leaderboards for each club, which we haven't really gone through, but that's another aspect of it as well. And then along the bottom, it's got the feed, it's got explore, record, so you can actually record your activities using your phone, and then your profile and your training log there. We'll go through all these. So that is how to give kudos. So you're clicking on the thumbs up and you're giving people a pat on the back for their activities. I don't know whether I can't remember doing this. So the box next to it was hold on, I'll just go back a sec. So just above my finger here is a comments one. So you can click on that and do a comment. And then this one is obviously to share the activity if you want to send it to someone because you're particularly impressed. Okay, so that's the following. Then here's your activities. And there's those active challenges. So these are the challenges you signed up for. And then here's your weekly activities. And then underneath, it'll scroll down now. There's my cycling. You've got cycling and running and overall and swimming as well there. And you can set yourself a target. So, this year I set myself a target of 2,500 miles to cycle. And I've done 622 at the time of this recording. And I should be up to that today, Mark. So I'm a little bit behind. And there you go. That's how many people you're following. And that's how many people are following you. That's quite a long number for me, but because I get involved in parkrun and Westby Wheelers as well as AVR. So here's the clubs, and then you choose Avon Valley Runners. You can't see it, but just here is a down arrow to choose. You can choose AVT or parkrun or whatever you want to choose there. But this is just people from Avon Valley Runners. There you go, and there's all the clubs there. And that down arrow, you can choose any of those to follow, to look at. There's the explore, so you can look for people, segments, or challenges, and sign up, or look for clubs. And these are the challenges. These are clubs. Finding a club, so you just type in a club in there, and it hopefully comes up. There's your segment Explorer. So this is quite a useful facility on this because you have pinch and zoom. Like I showed you on the previous device, you can actually zoom in and zoom out and trying to find a particular area with a segment in it. Now I've gone on to the actual how you record a activity. So rather than use a Garmin or a GPS device, you can use it straight on the phone. I would say that the phone recording isn't particularly brilliant. Or maybe you've got a phone, maybe there's other phones that are a bit better, but there is no substitute for a dedicated GPS device when it comes to running particularly. But you can do it. So I'll just tell you. So I record all my cycling activities on a Garmin Edge 1000. That's a dedicated cycling computer. And I record all my running activities on a Garmin Forerunner 235, which is a fairly entry-level Garmin device. But when I go for a walk, rather than wear 2 watches, I just use my Apple Watch and I just record directly to Strava for walks. And it's pretty accurate for walks. I mean, you're walking activities, you're not really too fussed on the stats. So I will use a phone. Well, I use my watch rather than a phone for my walking. Which unfortunately I'm injured at the moment, so I'm doing a lot of walking. And then there's the training button, and that gives you a load of other stats about your training, your monthly fitness, and the intensity. So what they particularly like to try and do is make sure that every 4th week you're kind of easing off on your exercises. That may be something you're aware of about your training plan, whereby just to go and high intensity every single week is probably not the best way to do your training. There you go, that's it on that. So let me finish that one. Where am I going back to now? Sorry about this. Yeah, so basically, are there any questions on the app?
I popped a little question on the chat from Sarah, if that's okay. She asks me to upload her Rainbow Run code each week and send it to her, because I've not been able to show it to her. Can you show her how to find that if she was on the... Because she normally uses her app. So I normally I go into Strava and I copy and paste the URL at the top. You just
Right, this is to do what, sorry?
The Rainbow Run wants to see your number from your...
Oh, that's a good thing. That's good. That's a good thing to mention, because that's not, I don't think, so let me just get to one of my activities. Yeah.
I can go on the computer and do it, but I can't find it. I don't know where to find it because I've pulled the screen up.
So you click on your activity.
Okay.
Okay. And then you go to this button here, which is
can't see it at the moment.
So the URL for that activity is actually up here in the address bar, isn't it?
It is.
Are we on the app at the moment?
She can't see what your screen is at the moment because we're all back together at the moment.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
When you actually go inside the activity, there is an option there that says share this. One
Here
of
you
the
go.
options there is just get the URL.
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Well, there's the URL. However, this is a really good point you brought up. The owner entered a competition for the British Masters, and I put that URL in, and that is not what they want. Okay, they want this bit here. So this one here is embed on blog. This is a share logo. So you click on that,
yeah,
and then you copy that, and that is a technical information. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, but you copy and paste that, and I think that gives them technical information so that they can analyze it easier rather than just proof. So if you were going to share your activity, you give them, without a shadow of doubt, the URL. But if you want them to have the technical aspects of it, you have to go to that one. So, I mean, you know,
does that make sense, Sarah, now?
Sarah?
Where do you find that, though? That little icon?
Not on your phone.
No, you've got to go to the computer.
On the computer.
No, I think it's on the phone as well, actually.
Do it on your phone, Sarah. You go to your activity, and when you click on your activity, there is that share button, which is the 2 dots with the connecting lines.
So there's a V on its side with 3 dots at the extremities.
At the top on the right of your activity.
Well, I've got the box with the arrow, and next to that I've got the 3 dots.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
Click
my
on the
phone.
one with 3 dots.
there.
I'll have a look at my phone, see what it's got.
Just there.
That only gives me the option to add photos, edit, crop, delete, or cancel. That doesn't give me that's why I'm getting confused, because I can't find it in there.
Yeah.
Like I said before, generally everything is better on the computer.
Yeah, I've had a look on the computer, but I couldn't see it. But I didn't realise.
No, you won't be able to see it unless you know what you're looking for. You won't be able to see it. It's literally, you can see it now. Can you see that dot?
Into that, click on that.
You have to click on that. It's embed on blog, and then it comes up, and you have to copy and paste that.
But Rainbow Run accept that URL, and that's all I send to you, Sarah. That's all I've been doing.
That's that bottom number, isn't it? The bottom number there.
Yeah, the top line in the toolbar.
There you go. Well, I'm highlighting there. If they accept your URL, that's there.
That's all they want. Yeah.
That's all I've done.
But so if you're doing a virtual competition, make sure you know whether they want the URL or they want the proper embed. I think they call it embedded or something like that.
So sorry, where did you find that URL then? Clicking on that, where did you find the URL, which is all I need?
That appears in your address bar once you clicked on the relevant activity. Can you see? You can see the computer.
Yeah.
You can see what I'm highlighting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that there is the URL.
Okay. I will fiddle around with that when I get back upstairs.
I've got a couple of other announcements to make, actually, because I've approached the committee and I've said to them that, you know, the fact is at the moment we're not doing competitions, we're not doing closed races or anything like that. So I thought it might be quite exciting to have a couple of competitions off the back of this. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to run 2 competitions. One is, if you run the segment that we just created called the AVR Strava Workshop competition, which starts at the Lammin line or whatever it's called, and it goes anti-clockwise all the way back to where it started from. Okay, if you run that in the month of June, I will check that you've run it. So everyone in AVR will be put into a hat, and the winner will come out of the hat. So it doesn't matter how fast you run it, you just got to run it. It doesn't matter how fast, but those that run it, I will draw one lucky name out of the hat, and they will win. Probably, I was going to buy them something, but then I'm going to have to give it to you. So it'll probably be a £20 Amazon voucher. Is Amazon the thing? But I think I've got a budget of £20 anyway. So we'll do something for £20. We'll email you something for that. And then the other competition, now this is amazing. This is really good. You're still on my screen, aren't you? You can still see my screen. I'm not actually prepared for this. I forgot. Strava Art. Check it out. This is going for a run and making a picture. I know you're all serious runners, but that's a Kiwi, isn't it? Yeah. So you can see these pictures here. Let's just click on images and see. Father Christmas, that doesn't even look real. That's incredible. So you can make pictures using Strava. I know what I meant to do. I meant to try and find one. I've done one myself. Oh, nothing rude, please. Can you all see those?
Yeah.
I know. So what I'm devastated. I forgot to do it. But what I did, there was one of our park runs a couple of years ago got cancelled because of snow, and I got a bit gutted that I couldn't run park run. I was supposed to be running park run that week, so I went up to the Leighton Recreation Centre, and on the big field there, I wrote the word park run. So I'd actually run a park run, literally run a park run, because I run the PARKRUN. But that was in the snow. It's easy in the snow in a big field because you can see where you trod. This stuff is unbelievable. So the committee at the end of the first meeting in July, I'm going to send to the committee all the Strava art that's been submitted, and we will then. So, Vicky, is it possible that they email it into you, Secretariat?
Yeah, why not?
And you forward it on to me if you like, and I'll keep them. I'll keep it up. So,
send them in. I like them. Yes.
So any Strava art that you do, send it in. Send the URL in, not the embedded. Send the URL in to Vicky. She'll forward it on to me. I'll collate them all, and then I'll present them all to the committee on the first Tuesday in July. And the best artwork will win another £20 Amazon voucher, probably Amazon. If you're anti-Amazon, I'll get you a different voucher, but it'll be emailed to you, so I don't have to touch you. Is that all right? So there's 2 competitions, and you can win both of them. So you could end up £40 richer for listening to me for an hour. That's probably the least you deserve, to be honest. Is there any other questions? No questions?
No.
Come on.
David wants to know what if Fiona wins.
It's quite likely to happen, actually.
The committee votes, he said.
Yeah, the committee votes on the art. So the art, she won't win the art because she won't run around in circles. She won't do that. But the segment, she probably won't run the segment either. She has to go to Trowbridge for that. Too far away. But and the segment anyway is the lucky draw out of the hat, isn't it?
How many of those segments are real? Because I tried the other day to write AVR and it was a shocker.
No, it's not easy, is it?
Bad, really bad.
It takes some planning. I think there's some of you might be quite good at it. So don't forget, it's not just between you lot. There may be some other people that listen to this workshop subsequently that might want to get involved. So don't forget the artwork actually starts today and finishes the end of June. That's when that competition runs. There's a reason that the Run the Segment for a Chance to Win starts on the 1st of June and finishes at the end of June. And that is because Strava allows you to do a monthly analysis of who's run it. So that makes it a little bit easier. Okay, that's why Darren does monthly segments, really. So have you got any questions for me or Darren that does the monthly Strava segments?
Sean, I did actually pop something in the chat window because I'm sort of planned already the segments for next month. And the one in Trowbridge just so happens to be up Elizabeth Way, up to the line and up to the turning that would lead straight into your line and fiddle segment.
Oh, brilliant.
So you could kill two birds with one stone if you were had a little bit of forward planning.
Well, you could, but you probably want to save your energy, wouldn't you? Your segment's slightly shorter than the one all the way around, isn't it?
Yeah, but you run that bit hard and then the rest easy because yours is
time related, is it?
Yours isn't about running it fast; it's about running it.
Good point. Good point.
Sure. And if I'm still not a paid member of Strava and I do that segment, do I get put into the?
Yeah, you'll get picked up.
Such. That still gets picked up.
Yeah, I'm certain of that. You'll get picked up.
Okay.
Okay. So anyone that's still on the free will get picked up for both of these competitions. They can still enter both these competitions. All right. Any more questions? Sorry to take 54 minutes to go through it all.
No, thank you
I hope you've learned something. I know some of it was really basic, but I didn't want to miss anything out. Yeah. I hope I haven't. If you've got any questions, by all means, contact me at any stage. I think subsequent, Steve and I were talking earlier, I think subsequent workshops, maybe it's not for me, but things like Training Peaks. I don't do Training Peaks. Maybe people might want to talk about Training Peaks if someone's on Training Peaks, or Steve might be able to do that. And any other aids that you've got for apps that you use. I wouldn't mind doing one on Race Pace. Actually, there's an app that comes up and it helps you work out what paces you're doing and what paces you should be doing in your training. I'm quite prepared to do Race Pace at a later date as well.
I put up a message saying if people wanted to offer, just to respond.
Yeah.
So.
What apps do you use, Darren? Because you'd be great at this kind of thing.
No, I just use Zwift and Strava.
Zwift. So I want you to do one on Zwift, Darren. Can you do that?
Oh, sure, I can do something if you let me know what people are interested in, but it won't be the running flavour of it.
Well, no, that's right. But AVT people might be interested, won't they?
Yeah, definitely. We've got one slot left in June. Later on in June.
So you saw out a date with Darren, will you?
Yeah, I think we've got the 25th of June is the next one we've got available.
Are you available then, Darren? Stitching you right up.
Yeah, I probably will be actually.
Brilliant.
It's all my holidays are getting cancelled.
25th of June, Darren Rimball, Zwift.
I've got it. It's down on the list.
Are you prepared to do Training Peaks, Steve? Or do you think?
I'll have a go, or I'll find somebody that will do it who knows more about the techie stuff than I do.
Excellent.
Can I just mention, Sean, while we're coming to the end, next week, it'll go up soon, Steve will be doing a little something for us on multi-sport, and then we've got some very exciting stuff going on where some of our...
Well, my stuff not exciting.
Huh?
And my stuff not exciting.
Of course it is exciting. I said that one first. Come on, Steve. Then we've got some other exciting things coming up where we've got a group of 4 of our higher level runners who will do an open workshop telling you a little bit about how they got into running, things they've been doing, and giving you some top tips and answering questions.
Female runners.
The female runners first. We've got 4 amazing female runners first who've all agreed already. Fiona Price, Jackie Rockcliffe, Diane Hire and Rosemary Barber. And then we've got a group of male runners or members of the club that will do a similar-esque thing afterwards. I'm just waiting for one to come back, and then I know that I've got those 4 as well.
Brilliant. It's all good stuff as well. Thanks ever so much for all the workshops. I like them.
I'm going to...
Sean.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks, Sean. That's
Cheers,
great.
Dan. Is that...
Bye-bye.
Any more
Yeah,
questions?
thanks a lot,
Or can we end it?
Sean. Thank you.
Sure. Cheers then. Thanks everyone.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everybody.